Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be running over my Fortnite settings. These include graphic settings and my keybinds. This is for PC only. That's it. This is the only platform that this will be used on. There's going to be a new update coming out overnight, which I will be recording that. I'm not sure if I'll be staying up for the update or not, but maybe. I don't know, you know, because I'm in desperate need of content. That's why I'm doing a settings video. I've done this for Call of Duty as well, for both Warzone and multiplayer, as well as class ups and everything. So you guys can definitely go check that out. But today we're gonna be doing it for Fortnite. I have not done a settings video on Fortnite in like the longest time, so that's what we're doing today. If you guys are new here, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified when I upload another video. Also, hashtag ad, by the way. But if you see anything in the item shop, definitely use code Dexterity. And I would much appreciate it. They recently leaked a dragon shotgun, apparently was like leaked recently, which looks pretty cool. I was gonna do a video going over the recent leaks, but I'm still debating on whether I want to do that or not. But I don't think it's a good idea considering the new update is gonna be coming out at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm definitely not getting a leaked video up today because at the time of recording this at 7 o'clock, and this probably won't even go up until the day of the update. So starting off, we have the video settings. I play on full screen, obviously, so you can see most of the screen. 1920 by 1080. This really doesn't matter. 1600 by 900 is practically the same thing, but the difference between 1280 by 720p and 1920 by 1080 is that the 720 is a 720p resolution and the 1080 is a 1080p resolution. Basically, if you it's gonna look practically the same, except for you're gonna see a bit more pixelation the more you go down. And then FPS, I would recommend going one higher than your monitor frame rate. So my monitor's frame rate is a 60 hertz monitor, so I would go 120. If yours was a 144 hertz monitor, do 144, or no, do 160, you know, etc. If it was a 240 hertz monitor, stay at 240. I would not go to unlimited. So obviously I stay at 120. Brightness, because of how dark the map's been with the new season, nights are a bit more dark, so I have my brightness at 125%, and I keep all the colorblind modes off because all the colorblind modes, usually they would be used to see inside the storm easier, but with how dark everything is now and just with the new updates and the new color scheme, it's useless. Down to the graphics quality, this obviously depends on your system. I would not use the auto set quality because that just puts you at ridiculously high settings. I run 100% 3D resolution, low everything except for textures. I'll put it epic. This, you can obviously try this. This is good for low-end PCs, and my computer isn't even a low-end PC, but it still looks fine and it runs great. VSync I have off, motion blur off because that is completely horrendous. Show FPS on, I have that on so that I can obviously see what FPS I'm running. DirectX 12, now this is DirectX 11 and DirectX 12 is basically just try them both, see what works best for you. For lower end PCs, go for DirectX 11, but if you think your computer can handle DirectX 12, do that. Just see which one works best for you. Multi-threaded rendering, I heard some good things about this and how having it on might be good. Still just check this out for your PC, see what you like better. I leave it off. And then GPU crash debugging, this will really ruin your performance if you have it on. Even though it will help Epic when something goes wrong and your game crashes, I think they'll be fine. Just keep that off. Onto the game settings, I have toggle sprint off, sprint by default on, so that I don't have to hold shift because I use shift for crouching because I hate reaching my pinky down to control. Sprint cancels reload I have off so that because you're automatically running, you would have to stand still to reload, so I have that off. Auto open doors off because sometimes I want to creep around doors and I don't want them to open right away. Hold to swap pickup, I actually have that on so that when I hold E to pick something up, if I want to swap out on something in my inventory easily, I can just hold it down. Toggle targeting, no, so I can hold down right click instead of just tapping it to aim. Mark danger when targeting on. Auto pick up weapons off. Auto sort consumables to the right on. That's completely preference. I prefer everything being over to the right. I might end up turning that off in the future though because of how my keybinds are. I have my scroll wheel up on the far right of my inventory, so I'm gonna turn that off actually. Reset building choice I have on. Turbo building I have on. Obviously everyone needs turbo building. Confirm edit on release. If you're used to editing with this off, you can stay with it, but even if you are used to editing with it off, I would still try it because This feature is so nice and will allow everything to be so much faster. Contextual tips off, no one needs those. Invert view and invert airborne controls, no, unless you're a weirdo. Turbo delete in creative mode, yeah. NVIDIA highlights on. I might turn this off though. Peripheral lighting on, if I can even speak. Tap to search and interact, I have off. Replays, I have this completely off because this ruins your performance as well. And these settings that I have are made for getting the best performance out of the game. You know, getting a solid 120 FPS, which is what I run. Onto the game UI, this is all preference. I have mine at 67%, and everything except for runtime performance stats on creative, I have that off and everything else is on. Over your mouse and keyboard, these are my settings. I have the x-axis 8.7%, the y-axis 8.0%, the targeting sensitivity 32.2%, scope sensitivity 39.5%, ignore gamepad input off, look input method as mouth off, and then this is my flight thing, even though, you know, flight doesn't really matter in the game at the moment. And then my DPI, I think, is like 1200 or 1600. I have a Razer Death Adder Elite if you're interested in that. Control options, this does not matter to me because I don't use controllers. Audio, this is what I have. I have music at 17% because I like hearing it, but it is not needed. Sound effects 46, so I can actually hear the game. Dialogue, voice chat, and cinematics I have relatively low. But when I do enable voice chat, because I have it off as you can see, I will turn that up. Sound quality on high, 3D headphones on obviously so you can hear everything more precisely. Background audio off, subtitles, I didn't even mess with that. Visual sound effects I do have on so that you can see exactly where the footsteps are coming from and if someone's healing or not, because it's very useful information. Usually in the past they would have this, if you had it on, your volume would be completely muted, and I feel like they should go back to that method so it stops people from abusing this, but right now you can use it when still hear your game sound and it is so useful. Voice chat I have off of my default input for everything. Party, you know, one that really doesn't matter. Licensed audio, I had that on play, even though I really should turn that off. But it's fine because, you know, demonetization, yay. And these are my keybinds. I have, you know, sometimes they actually change. So I've been having an issue in Fortnite recently, so that every time I log into the game, my keybinds will change and my skin combinations. I'm not sure if someone's into my account. I really need to go and change my password. So we're gonna go through. I have this is something that was changed. I have WASD for movement, spacebar to jump. Auto run I have set to my equal sign, even though I don't use that much. Crouch is left shift. Obviously left mouse button and right mouse button to aim and shoot. Reload I have to R. Use I have to E. Harvesting tool I have to my middle mouse button. Weapon slot 1 I have Z. Weapon slot 2 I have X. And then this will just be 3 and 4. And then I have scroll wheel up for weapon slot 5. Obviously for crouch while building I have shift. For wall I use Q. For floor I use one of my mouse buttons. For stairs I use C. And then for roof I'll have my other mouse button. And then for trap I will use T, which is the default keybind for that. Now this is where it gets interesting. I use F for my edit keybind, and then I have scroll wheel reset. So in order to set that up, you want your secondary keybind for building edit to be mouse wheel down. Select building edit, obviously left mouse button. And then reset building edit, both primary and secondary mouse wheel down. And then ping, I have to V. And then push to talk, I don't use that. That's obviously, you know, preference, so you can put that as whatever you want. And then emote, I have B. And then that's basically about it. Everything else I just leave the way it is because I don't really use them. And that is all my settings. So yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and turn notifications on. And I will see you guys in the next one.